Hello everyone, welcome to CP Addict. In today's video we are going to solve problem B, which recently came in today's educational code forces round number 94. So without wasting any time, let's see the problem now. It is called RPG Protagonist. So in this problem we have two persons, the protagonist, the leader, and he has a follower. They have capacities P and F respectively. By capacity it means the unit of weights they can carry, and what they want to do is they want to steal resources from a blacksmith's shop, and inside that blacksmith shop there are count S number of swords and count W number of war axes. The weight of one sword is S units and weight of one war axe is W units. The aim or the goal of the leader and his follower is to steal as many resources or as many weapons as they can. So let's dive deeper into this problem. Okay, first of all, let's write the key points here. We have the capabilities. Let's call them cap 1 and cap 2. This is for the leader, this is for his follower, and we have number of resources. Let's then count 1 and count 2. Count 1 is we have count 1 number of swords and count 2 number of war axes, and the third one is weight. The weight of sword is S and the weight of war axe, let's call it W. Okay, now if we see the input format here, it has been mentioned that the total number of swords and the total number of war axes in all test cases do not exceed 2 into 10 to the power 10 to 2 into 10 to the power 5. That is, count the summation of count 1 is less than equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5. So we can use this info. What we can do, we can try to allocate all possible number of swords to the leader and then find out our answer accordingly. Let's see how many swords a leader can hold or a leader can take. Leader can take a minimum 0 swords if it is not picking any sword, and the maximum number of swords the leader can pick is minimum of count 1 and his total capability, that is cap 1 divided by weight of one sword S. This is the range of swords the leader can pick. What we will be doing, we will try all these values and allocate, and we will try all these values one by one, allocate those number of swords to the leader and then find out our answer accordingly. And among all those values we will pick the maximum one, as we want to steal the maximum number of weapons we can. So let's say at a time we are picking a certain value I. It means the leader is picking I number of I swords. Okay, now we have few steps here. The first step is we are allocating I swords to the leader. Okay, so swords to leader, then the capability of leader will decrease as well as the count of swords will also decrease. Then the second, if there is still some remaining capability of the leader, then we'll try to give as many the second one, what is it, as many war axes to the leader as we can. So war axes to leader, if it is possible, if he still has that sufficient capability to pick up those war axis. So in this case the capability 1 will decrease, and count 2 will also decrease if it is possible. Now from the third step, now we want to deal with the follower. As leader is we are done with the leader cannot pick any more weapons. Now what we will be doing, we will try to allocate as many weapons to the follower as we can, and we have two types of weapons at this moment, that is the sword and the war axis. Now if we suppose we have a situation where we want to pick one item among those two and we want to pick as many items, what we would be doing, we would be picking the least weighted first, the one which is having the lesser weight. Okay, suppose in this case the weight of sword is lesser than the weight of war axe, then we will try to allocate as many swords to the follower, and if still he has some remaining capability, then we will assign or give the remaining war axis to the follower. And if it is the other way around, that is the weight of war axis greater than the weight of sword, then we will be doing it in reverse order. That is, we will first assign war axis to the follower and then give swords to the follower. And we would be doing all these steps for all the this range, that is from 0 to this, the maximum number of swords a leader can hold. Now let's see the code part now. First I have taken the input. As you can see, this picked as, it signifies the number of swords our leader is picking. It starts from 0 and the maximum value is the minimum of this. As I have just explained, I have called my helper function on this pick test. The answer is stored in a temporary variable, and then taking the max, storing the max in our answer variable, which would be our final answer. Let's see the solve function. Okay, pick these swords picked up by the leader. Now I am initializing these variables. First of all, I am decreasing the capability of leader as he has already picked this number of swords. Also count 1 will also decrease, and if still the capability of leader is sufficient to hold few war axes, then we'll try to allocate as much war axes to the leader as we can in this temporary variable. Temp, basically here temp stores the maximum weapons we can steal in this scenario. Also in this case count will also decrease. Now we have done with the leader. Now we'll try to we'll deal with the follower now and try to put or allocate as many the lesser weight weapon to the follower first, and then see if we still have some capability left, then we will allocate the other weapon as well. So if the weight of sword is lesser than the weight of war axe, then first we will assign the swords to the follower, and then we will assign the war axes by assigning, I mean allocate or give them, so that he can steal those weapons. And if it is the other way around, that is weight of war axis lesser, then we first give war axis to the follower and then we'll give the swords. It is simple mathematics. You would be able to analyze why I am picking the minimum of these two values. I do not think I need to explain these terms, and at the end I am returning the temp value. So yep, that's all for this video. In few of the next videos we would be explaining the few other problems which came in this contest. So take care, sayonara.